Hi, everyone, and welcome to OEM Update, where we talk about everything you need to know about this year's vehicle model lines in order to better sell them. My name is Megan Cusick, editor of Motorcycle and Powersports News, and today we're going to be talking about the 2025 Polaris XPEDITION. The XPEDITION is a full-size side-by-side from Polaris that boasts a base MSRP of $31,999. Now, let's dive deeper into what exactly this vehicle has to offer. But for that, we're going to go straight to the OEM source.
Connect every part of your dealership with DX1's cloud-based, all-in-one solution, offering a certified DMS, lead manager, website, marketing tools, and more. All built into one smart, seamless solution. Visit dx1app.com for more information.
Joining me today to give us an overview of the 2025 Polaris XPEDITION is David Elia, Product Manager for Polaris XPEDITION. Dave, thank you so much for jumping on to speak with us today.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for the time, and good morning. Hopefully things are going well for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely they are. All right, so to get started with the XPEDITION, it made its big debut last year, and I know Polaris kind of touted this as a vehicle creating a new category of side-by-sides. Can you explain a little bit more about what that category is and who exactly you're trying to target with this vehicle?
Yeah, absolutely. So the new category is really what we're calling adventure side-by-sides. So they were really designed and founded, and the whole vision was to create a side-by-side that allowed people to explore the outdoors, not only an off-road vehicle, but bring your hobbies and your loves and your activities along with you. And if you think about it, historically to date, our recreational side-by-sides, really the focus of the design and development and the vehicle was strictly on trail riding, on the performance of the actual vehicle itself. And conversely, the utility vehicles like our Polaris Ranger were mostly for work or utilitarian applications, work on the property, and they were built around getting in and out easy, dumping box, so on and so forth. And what we found is there's a lot of people out there that, yes, they go off-roading, but they also have a bunch of other hobbies and they want to explore more of the outdoors. And so, our vision and our task was to deliver a vehicle that also had great trail capabilities. It really has a lot of guts and roots of a RZR, but now the vehicle actually adapts to the customer's lifestyle. It adapts to different hobbies. It's got more configurations and more accessories just to really support that adventurous spirit. So you can take multiple hobbies with you. And it, as we'll talk about, I'm sure many times, it's certainly a nice touch that it has high performance and the comfort of an enclosed cab. So you can really adventure year round in any season, and you can do many different hobbies with it. So I really believe that it's a true adventure vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, just the adventure segment in general for power sports, motorcycle side and now here with the adventure side by side, I mean, that has just exploded in popularity in the last few years. So I can definitely see why you would want to get into that market there.
Yeah, you're exactly right. If you look in, across the industry, adventure motorcycles are very popular. The rise of overlanding and sprinter vans and, off-roading and in many different forms has just increased massively, right? And so really saw that as an opportunity. And how do you bring that spirit like they do have on adventure dirt bikes into the side-by-side? And, when you look at the vehicle, you can see from the very beginning that adventure was in mind with, the massive storage, the rooftop tents, all those types of things that really don't just sell just the spirit of adventure, but really deliver that you can do all those things. It's really a cool opportunity.
DX1 is the only all-in-one dealership management solution for the motorcycle and power sports industry. The perfect combination of a DMS, website, and suite of marketing tools that encourages dealers to invest in their customers and not into separate software to run their dealership. All of the components of DX1 work seamlessly together to increase their staff's efficiency while allowing dealers to be with their customers rather than behind a computer screen duplicating data entry. OEM integrations, automated scheduling, and smart customer notifications combine with the real-time flow of data throughout the dealership to simplify tasks and improve day-to-day operations, all within one system and one login. This secure, cloud-based solution is accessible everywhere and has proven to be a crucial asset in the success of many Powersports dealerships today. Contact DX1 now and see why others are switching to the only all-in-one Powersports dealership management solution. DX1.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely want to talk about those, features on the Expedition here soon. But first, again, since this did just debut last year, what has been the consumer response to the Expedition?
Oh yeah, the response has been phenomenal. I couldn't be prouder of the team that delivered, this new vehicle to the industry. It's going to be great for Polaris, but also really great for the industry. And the consumer response has been very positive. Like I mentioned before, they're really impressed with the performance and the comfort of it. That is like the highlight, right? But what I love about the vehicle is, when you walk up to it, certainly it screams adventure and it screams, it's tough, it's big, it's capable. But when you get it on the trail, and I think that's where we surprise people the most, is just how well it handles, how sporty it is. The ride and handling, the suspension is incredible. And it's a lot of fun to drive. So it's really fun to drive, but it's also very comfortable with that enclosed cab and the ergonomics. And then to be able to have a roof rack, or to be able to have all your gear inside, all those design elements that we put into it with the flipping seats, sound system, there really wasn't a detail overlooked with this vehicle. And so people have been very excited about that. And what's really, encouraging to me and the product team is, seeing what people are doing with it. It's become a great canvas for customization. It's really cool to see what people are doing with the vehicle. And so you can tell their passions and their personalities coming out in the vehicle already. And then, we love seeing the social posts of where people went. A couple stand out to me that, they're taking their family out and they are camping, or they reached a new destination, or they are doing, hobbies with it, and just simple posts of best day ever. This vehicle is incredible. We're going to make memories in this. The journey begins. I love when people, they first buy it and they're posting them at, on the trailer day one, and then they say 30 days later, here we are. All of that is really inspiring to me and the team. And, so the response has been positive, and I just love the community that's really been kind of built around Polaris XPEDITION already.
That is absolutely fantastic to hear. All right, so now we want to hear what exactly consumers have been loving about the Expedition. You've mentioned a couple of the key features here, like, having a fully enclosed cab, but what are some of the other big selling points of this vehicle, and what has been upgraded over the 2024 model year for the 2025 version?
Yeah, great question. So again, there is, what I kind of consider the table stakes to be considered a performance side by side, which we're calling this adventure, but it has a lot of backbones of a performance side by side. It's really a performance side by side with a cab system on it. And then we made some extra efforts to support the adventure. And so those table stakes are the performance, 114 horsepower motor. So it's got the performance. It's got a good, strong chassis. Like I mentioned, the ride and handling is great. But that comes from, obviously the geometry that we designed, but the Fox shocks that we put in this vehicle are really a standout. They're Podium QS3s, but maybe the little known fact is that they actually have an internal bore. They call it, it's kind of like a rifle boring operation, or I believe they call it a position sensitive spiral technology, because it's got a groove inside, and it really gives different dampening zones in that shock. And so it's got really good comfort, but great bottom out control. So, for as heavy as this vehicle is, because it's heavy, there's a lot of content on the vehicle, it rides incredible. And so that's what people are the most impressed about when they drive it. On the showroom floor, I think where they get really impressed is, level of thought that went into it. The doors are intuitive. You get in, the controls are easy to access. The seats, by far the most comfortable seats Polaris has ever developed. And not only do you see those on Expedition now, you see those coming across the rest of our Razor line. That's how good they are. The flipping seat, so when you flip the seat down and it's completely flat, a large enough area, you could sleep back there. You can put your dog back there. You can put your hunting equipment back there. The little steps built into it, it was designed and integrated for a roof rack. Like I said previously, we kind of looked at every little detail, and what's kind of fun is watching those customers appreciate those little things, because there's a lot of really good side-by-sides out on the market right now, and a lot of them have a similar, similar specs, I would say, for performance. But when you get into an Expedition, you can tell that there was years of effort and insights that went into it to really deliver on what the customer is looking for. And that was a comfortable, high performance vehicle that can take their family, and they can bring their gear along with them.
Were there any, I guess, improvements over the 2024 model that you're bringing into the new model year?
As far as improvements, when we launched it, you can imagine it's a pretty big undertaking, right? To launch a new brand and an all new vehicle. And so we've actually been making ongoing updates, in the vehicle as well as the production process, really to make more vehicles for our dealers and customers, make them better, get them out at a higher quality, and improve the customer experience. So there wasn't any specific changes 24 to 25 other than cool new colors and graphics. But we have been making updates, and we've been improving our processes to just get more vehicles and better quality products out there. The one update that we did do actually previous to model year 25 is that we did give the vehicle a new clutch calibration. Some of the feedback was that the vehicle had plenty of performance. It was louder than some people would like. And so we actually put a new clutch weight spring combination in there that allowed that RPM to come down. So you still have great trail performance, and you've got drive modes that you can kind of flip through different throttle modes, but did reduce some of the initial takeoff and RPM of the vehicle at low speed. So that was one improvement. We did that in production. We also offered that as a free upgrade for any customers that purchased a unit prior to that being implemented into production. So that's available to our customers as well. But that was the biggest update. Everything else, the vehicle's been so good that we didn't have to make any changes yet.
Hey, I love to hear it. That's awesome. And then, what are the different trim levels for this year?
Yes, so there's really two models. Think of it like this. We have what we call the Polaris Expedition XP model, and this has the dumping box. So this is very similar to the Polaris General, Polaris Ranger, those with the dumping box. Those are for the customers that they want storage capability that's outside of the vehicle. Maybe they have large items, tall items, so they want to slide guns in from the side, or you just need access to your gear. That's kind of the standard at side-by-sides today. That is the XP model. And then what we came out with, and what was really differentiating on the market, was the ADV model. And so this actually has that enclosure in the back. So the rear doesn't dump, but it is completely enclosed. Nice thing about that is on the North Star, when it's enclosed with the glass and the roof, then it's weather sealed, it's climate controlled. So say you do have your dog you're taking with you, or your hunting gear or photography gear or camping gear, whatever it may be, you can actually have that inside the vehicle with you. And so that has been really cool for the customers to be able to put the stuff inside the vehicle. So there's those two models, XP and ADV. Both of those come in a two-door and a four-door. The four-door is actually a 5-seat vehicle, which is also very unique. Most recreational products on the market today are only 4 seats. So this brings in that 5th seat. And then as far as trim levels, we have what we call the Ultimate, which is our open cab. So it doesn't have the windshield. That's for your open air experience. If you like the smell of the environment and the temperature and getting rained on, that one's for you. But if you want to be comfortable, you go up to the North Star. That comes with the fully power windows, front and rear glass, wipers, tip out windshield, heating, air conditioning, and an alternator. So Ultimate for the open cab, and North Star is your enclosed cab. So quite a bit of variety. It's all built off one platform. Engine, driveline, chassis, suspension is the same between all of them. We were with this platform, we were just able to give the customer some choice. They can have an XP or an ADV, 2 or 4 door, and then open cab or enclosed cab.
I love hearing that you're basically making, a comfort car, but in a much smaller package that you can take through, a forest or something.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Very much. And take all your gear with you. It's, there's still a lot of trails out there that are at 64, 65 inches wide, right? So we designed it for that. But it's pretty impressive how much you can take with you, how much space, how we utilize that much space. I mean, we used all 65 inches, but we were able to kind of hide a lot of the components in the vehicle. So when you flip down the seats, I think it's about 70 inches of flat storage space. And so you're taking coolers and tires and camping gear, whatever you want to take, whatever your adventure is. This vehicle has a ton of space inside. And then again, roof racks, bed racks, all kinds of storage opportunities. It's really cool how much you can take in a, like you said, off-road vehicle. It's only 65 inches wide and a ton of fun to drive.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So what is Polaris doing to help dealers move these new 2025 units?
Yeah. Well, the number one thing we've had to do is build more of them. They're actually selling very well, particularly the North Star. The North Star models are in the highest demand right now. They are expensive, but customers are willing to pay the price when it's fully enclosed, when they can be comfortable and they can use it year round. If you think about the value proposition actually increases with price when you can cab it and use it all year. So the North Star, and particularly the 5-seat model, has been in the highest demand. And so our efforts have been A, build more of them, and then B, get more awareness out there, get people to be able to see it in person. Because they're selling well, there's not a lot of them seen around the showroom floor. So as we go to events and marketing events, we have certainly amped up our demo rides. That's the best way to get customers, to experience it or to get sold on one of these things, is actually get to drive it, get to ride in it. So we've put it on tour, many of our consumer events. We have been doing demo rides and demonstrations of it. So it's really been about awareness and building more of them.
Oh, fantastic. All right. And last question for you. Now, I know, the Expedition basically comes with all the accessories you could want depending on your, trim level there. But are there any other popular accessories that customers have been adding on for the last year?
Yes, well, you would think everything we put on there was enough for customers, but they continue to find ways to put more and more on. And like I said, I was really proud of the team on how well we integrated accessories. Accessories were a big part of the development effort and a big part of the story. And so, what's really cool how we handle accessories at Polaris now is that we design the accessories in concert with the vehicle, not after the vehicle is developed, but actually when we're going into the new designs, or we're going into the sketch and the exterior design phase, we're actually integrating all those accessories and mount points and everything. And that allowed us to launch, well over 100 new accessories for the Expedition. The most popular have been a couple of things. The lighting package has been very popular. So we have a 50-inch curved light bar that's been very popular. We have scene lights that light the ground and the area around the vehicle have been very popular. Our roof racks have been very popular. Again, those were very well integrated, partnered with the best in the business, Rhino Rack. And so those have been a standout. You can get a tent for it. So that's been quite popular. Those have been the strongest performers for us. And those, particularly those are the ones that are integrated the best. And so that's where, we've seen the most lift, because as the more integrated and the better the design is, we've really seen those accessories take off.
Well, that's fantastic. And it has been a pleasure speaking with you today, David, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us about the 2025 Polaris Expedition.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate your time and everything you guys do.
For more information about their side-by-sides or to become a Polaris dealer, head to Polaris.com. And as always, stay tuned to NPN for more of the latest and greatest in motorcycle and powersports news.